Bon Scott was discovered last night in a car. Scotland Yard spokesman said specifically that there were no suspicious circumstances surrounding Bon Scott's death.
Well, everybody's really shocked, and they were in pre-production in London at the time for their forthcoming Atlantic album, so things have been put on hold for a while.
Bon Scott was the original lead vocalist and lyricist for the legendary hard rock band acdc until his untimely death in 1980. But since then, details have gradually come to light, fueling more rumour and speculation. The official report states that Bon Scott had visited a London club called the Music Machine with an acquaintance called Alistair Kinnear. Kinnear had driven them back to his flat at 67 Overhill Road, East Dulwich. Bon, who'd spent the whole evening drinking heavily, was asleep. Kinnear couldn't wake him, and apparently couldn't move him. And so it's assumed sometime during the late evening of the 18th of February and early morning of Tuesday the 19th of February 1980, Scott died at the age of 33. The guy who'd left Bon in the car, Alistair Kinnear, after an interview with the London Evening Standard newspaper, well, he just disappeared, leaving behind a flat that was ransacked by burglars. The rumour mill went into full swing. Why would somebody just uproot themselves and not be heard of again by those who he'd been friendly with? Barton's approach was to interview two specific members of the British rock band UFO, who'd previously toured with acdc and had struck up a good relationship with Bon. There had been rumours that on the evening Bon had died, he'd intended to meet up with the band's vocalist Phil Mogg and bassist Pete Way at the Music Machine. Barton also remembered that at the time, Peter Mensch was critical of the band UFO and their partying, and the bad influence it had on Bon. Apparently Kinnear was missing, having allegedly set sail on a sloop, a sailing boat, called the Danara, from Marseille with two other men in July 2006. They were heading to southern Spain. Only they didn't get there. They just vanished. Bon Scott was the true embodiment of raw-edged rock and roll, whose voice, humorous and often provocative lyrics, and of course his personality, helped shape the sound of classic rock and inspire countless artists around the world.